and welcome to Pictorial Planet. My name's John Finch. Today we're going to talk about stop baths, why we use them and how we might make our own in the darkroom. First of all, it's important to understand that developers are alkaline. They have to be alkaline in order to work, and our stop bath is acid. When we take our film or paper from the alkaline developer environment and put it in the acid stop bath, it stops development almost instantaneously. We've seen in an earlier video that we can use water baths, constant changes of water, in order to dilute the developer so much that it stops development. But there's a problem with that. With short development times, and by that I mean maybe less than 6 minutes, it takes too long to stop the development of the film with the water. The percentage difference of how long it takes to stop development is much greater in a short development time than in a long development time. So when I use a short development time, I use a stop bath. Another time we need to use a stop bath is with paper development. If we get active paper developer into the fixer, it creates staining on the paper. It's usually around the edge and it's quite unsightly. And worst of all, it doesn't happen straight away, but can happen months or even years later. So we use a stop bath with paper development. It inactivates the developer and stops a reaction with the fixer. Let's talk about stop baths. There's two types. You can buy a stop bath. They're often an indicator stop bath. They have a dye in them that changes colour when the pH of the stop bath changes from acid to alkaline. They're very good, but they're not cheap. Another way of doing it is to make your own. And the easiest way to make your own is to use distilled white vinegar. Now, I have some distilled white vinegar, and it's a 5% distilled solution. I use a stop bath at 2%, so I mix 400 millilitres of my vinegar to 600 millilitres of water. But how did I work that out? Let me just show you. How we're going to dilute this vinegar from 5% down to 2%, we use the crisscross method. And I've drawn it up here to demonstrate that to you. So we draw a crisscross, and in the top left we put A, the strength to be diluted. Bottom left is B, the strength of the diluting solution. In the middle we write the strength we want them to get to. And then up here we'll have parts of A, and here we'll have parts of B. Let's have a look. We have a 5% vinegar solution. That's the strength to be diluted. And down here, the diluting solution is water, so that's a 0%. And we're trying to get to 2%. We put that in the middle. So parts of vinegar is calculated by C minus B. C, 2 minus 0, that's 2. So it's going to be 2 parts of A. And to work out how much water, it's A minus C. So 5 minus 2, that's 3 parts of water. So by mixing 2 parts of our 5% vinegar with 3 parts of water, we will get to the 2% solution that we want. Now this might seem very mathematical for you to look at, but believe me, if you're buying vinegar at different strengths, you'll be able to work out how to get to your 2% very easily. So there you are. That's how to make some stop bath. And it's useful to know that if you need to quickly put some together for some paper development, for instance. I use stop bath for 2 things. 1, short film development times. It's essential to make sure I get my development times accurate. And 2, paper development. I don't want to see stains appearing on my beautiful prints years later. What about you? Do you use stop bath? And if you do you use it just for film or for paper and film? Why don't you leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.